Hello! Hey guys, it's Brittany and Jen here, and welcome back to another episode of Ambition After Hours. We are so happy to have you. Jen, what are we talking about today?
Today we are doing half a year in review. So we're going to talk about our New Year's resolutions, how they're going, and then we're also going to just kind of dive into what we're keeping, what we're getting rid of, what we're giving more budget to, what we're promoting, just what's changed and what we're into right now in terms of our business and a little bit on the personal side.
Very accountant of you.
Yeah, I love saying we're giving budget to things.
But it wouldn't be Ambition After Hours unless we did our high and our low. So let's start with our highs. Jen, what is your high?
My high is that we are having a day today. We have stacked a lot of things on top of one another to do today, but I'm really excited because we're taping the pod, which is always a great day. And we are also going to do some content. We're going to go shopping. I think today's going to be a great day.
Yeah, and we're going shopping for a golf tournament that's happening on July 9th called Bad Birdies.
Yes.
Where Ambition After Hours is sponsoring the best dressed. And it's a 70s Palm golf theme, all ladies tournament. And ladies show up. So, I'm excited.
This theme is going to be awesome. We even have things to decorate the cart. I have to figure out how to put it together, which should be interesting. Maybe we could add that to the list of things to do today, but I'm super excited about this tournament. I also found out today when we were on the call together that the very attractive fireman who was in the content for the tournament talking about the charity that we're helping to support, one of two charities, is going to be at the tournament. So I'm pretty excited about that.
He's actually such a nice guy. I met him in person already. But super excited to have the firemen out there. Super excited to have Winhouse out there. So a lot of good give back, which, is kind of right up Ambition After Hours alley, is to give back to the community and women and, create these events that, support. So excited about that. I'm sure you guys will see content coming out on the 9th. So
you will see a lot of content.
Yeah.
And it should be good because I plan to have a lot of drinks.
Yeah, me too.
Not one or two, 3 or 4 plus. So stay tuned for that.
Don't judge me if you see me out there, is what I'm saying.
In a cute outfit.
Yeah, our team has coordinated our theme, which is great.
So let's just...
Don't even say it.
I'm pretty mad at Amazon.
Jen is so mad at Amazon. Okay, tell them.
So we're all going to wear the same cute outfit, obviously, because it's a theme and we're going to coordinate because, come on.
We?
And there was a link and we all used the same link. I used the right link and I received an incorrect dress. So then I tried to order the right dress and I got the wrong dress again because it just disappeared from Amazon like it didn't exist. And then finally I found the right one using a completely different link because the link that was in the chat kept putting me to the wrong dress. So then I ordered that dress as well and it's not going to come in time.
Okay, but you have a low.
I do have a low. My low for this period in my life is that yesterday a colleague and mentor of mine passed away. And it's very sad. And it came on a day when there was a lot going on in my life and actually some very positive things happening at the same time. So it was a lot of emotions all at once, and we all know how well I do with that. But it reminded me of something that my mom, Barb, who we talk about all the time on this podcast, used to say. And what she used to say is, you never know how far your light shines. And the context of that is that you basically never know how when you do something good for somebody or bring them up or give them advice or help them in some way, you never really know the full effect that that's going to have on their life, positively or none at all, or whatever the case may be. But I think it's more around small things make big impact. And when I was very, very, very new in my career, and I was driven and confident, and I just really wanted to make partner, I walked into this colleague / mentor's office. He was a partner at the firm I was articling at. And I said, I want to make partner. I want to take you for lunch, and I'd love to learn from you about what it's going to take. And he didn't laugh at me. He didn't say, oh, don't worry about it. You're nowhere near there. He didn't say any of those things or discount my drive in any way. We went for lunch. I feel like it was the next day, like very, very soon he made time for this. And he did exactly that. He let me ask all the questions. He gave me advice, you know, the things I needed to learn, how I needed to grow, how it was possible for me to get there. And I can absolutely say that there are very few people in this world in that career at that time at his level who would have taken the time to do that for me. And what it did is it allowed me to keep believing. I think when you're in a male-dominated industry and you don't see anybody at the table that's like you, other than your mom and your friends telling you, oh, you can do anything, you need that other person, I think sometimes, that outside person to say, yeah, you can totally do this. And that's what it did for me. And I think in a lot of ways, it really guided me and allowed me to get where I am today, because there was somebody else who didn't have any vested interest in me being successful, that didn't discount my dream and instead showed me what I need to do to get there. So, wherever you are listening from today, I just hope that you know how far your light shone for me.
I'm going to cry. But I think that's so important that you said that, you know, like that validation from an outside party, right? Like sometimes it takes that. And I feel like if I looked back at my entire entrepreneurial journey, there's been maybe like 3 or 4 times where someone has validated me and it's pushed me to the next level. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can be like new in business, or, you know, you're driven and you're ambitious, but it takes someone to be like, no, yeah, you can do A, B, C, and D and absolutely be where I am, or I believe in you and I'll help you get there. Right?
For sure.
So
I think as women entrepreneurs, like ironically, this proof of concept came from a male partner, yeah, which I think makes it all the more special, really, in a way, although it should be equal. But I think as women entrepreneurs, our job and responsibility is to make sure that we are that for somebody else. 100%. We are at the table, and we need to show other women that there's a seat beside us at that same table. So I think it's really important lesson in there. I think it's just one of those small things that made such a huge difference in my life. And I hope that someday I will be that small difference that makes someone a huge difference in someone else's life. And I think as females, we should just think every day about how we can be that, the small thing that we can do, the proof that we can give, the, you know, support or encouragement or whatever that we can give to somebody near us who's, you know, trying to make it so that they can see themselves at the table.
100%. And I think women do that naturally anyways, because it's like built into us to be more aware and caring sometimes.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
For sure. My low today is tech.
Do you want to tell us more about that, Brittany?
Yeah. We've tried to record this podcast like 3 freaking times. And every time it just stops at 3 minutes. So we're pushing forward a little bit. I don't know what the issue is, but we're dealing with it. And Jen's like watched me rage out like twice. So thanks for sticking by me.
Yeah, no worries. I think it's good. You know, we're not about perfection. We're just about getting the job done. And today we're getting the job done.
And you know what? Would it be Ambition After Hours if we were super polished and like, you know, everything was great? No. This podcast is going to have some edits in it and you're going to notice, but that's okay. This is what we do here. We're not perfect. We're just trying to get through life, okay?
We show up, warts and all, and that's what you love about us kids.
Yeah, exactly. So that is my low.
Yeah. I feel you. So, I've witnessed it.
Yeah.
The struggle is real today. So just so you know how hard we work for you listeners, the struggle is real today in tech.
Yeah, I was just making sure the mic was working actually there. So
if
you've seen me walk up to the camera, that is what I was doing.
Yeah.
For those of you just listening though, hi, welcome. Thank you for listening to me vent.
Yes.
But yeah, so today we're talking about what we're keeping, what we're hiring, what we're firing, what we're, promoting.
Let's start on a high note.
Yeah.
Because, let's flip the script and the switch and talk about what we're promoting.
So let's talk about what you're promoting then.
Yeah, what are we promoting?
Donuts.
I am promoting being more kind to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's just preface this by saying I am kind of a push through the pain personality. Mm-hmm. And it's come to my attention on a regular and consistent basis that I need to be nicer to myself. If you listen to a previous episode, you will hear that Barb hung up on me about it one day, and that people tell me this all the time. I love self-deprecating humor. I think I'm hilarious. There are lots of reasons why being like, work harder, be better, has worked very good for me my whole life. And I'm not going to get rid of that, but I also have been playing with the idea and practicing being nicer to myself, like writing in a journal, like, you're great, not like you're great, but you're not lazy, really, and things like that. It's baby steps, but I'm telling you, it really does make a difference. And I know that all of you have heard probably 15 people on this podcast tell me that exact same thing, and I'm sure many more in my life have said it, but I'm a slow learner when it comes to that kind of stuff. So anyway, I am embracing saying nicer things to myself, sometimes out loud, sometimes journaling. So I'm doing all the woo-woo, be nice to yourself, love yourself stuff. And it's making a difference in my life. And it's making me uncomfortable to admit that out loud. And I don't know why it does, but it feels kind of gross. Anyway, I'm doing it and it's helping and it's good. And so I'm promoting it. And I'm telling all of you listeners about it because I feel like it's important and you can hold me accountable. And also I feel like admitting to the outside world that I'm doing it will somehow make me less embarrassed about it. Although I currently feel embarrassed. Anyway, that's what I'm promoting.
I just have to say that I love that Jen is coming over to the woo-woo side.
All right.
Because she's like super analytical. She looks at the data. But there's no data. Well, I mean, there's probably some data in woo-woo. Ryan's home.
We're doing all the things on this podcast today. You guys are getting a real look into our lives.
Yeah.
We are struggling with technology. We are irritated at our lovely dogs, and we are continuing. So here you go.
You're riding with us. What was I saying?
That you're excited that I'm coming to the woo-woo side of life.
Jen is coming into the woo-woo side of life. And you know what? It's so funny now, like you send me woo-woo reels and stuff.
I do, yeah.
Like she's like, this tarot card reader said this. And I'm like, yeah, tell me more about that. But I do think that there is something to be said about like being kind to yourself. I'm probably like, I think we all are very judgmental of ourselves. Sometimes, you probably speak negatively to yourself, even though you don't realize you do it. So it's good that you're changing that and making that mind shift.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay,
let's move on.
So I think I am promoting being more direct.
I love that.
I'm not like a mean person, but I think like I'm just telling it how it is now.
What I love about this for Brittany is that I will let things come out of my mouth when I feel they're appropriate. And oftentimes I will let them come out of my mouth whether or not they're appropriate. So I have no problem being direct. Brittany is a quiet loather. So no, I'm not saying like in general in life, but for me, if I'm pissed, you're going to hear about it. And if I think you're making an inappropriate decision or doing something inappropriate, I'm going to be direct about how inappropriate I think that was. Brittany will be quiet and stare. And she has this piercing stare that is a bit terrifying. But I think if you don't know her well, you think that she's just smiling at you. But she is not. So I love this for you because although I am keenly sensitive to your terrifying stare, I think it would be great if sometimes that terrifying stare made it into words.
Yeah. On that same vein is like, I've heard you be direct in situations, and sometimes I'm like, ooh. Like, I admire it, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I'm like, whoa, shit. Like,
sometimes I'll get a text like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And she's like, you literally just called that person out. I was like, no, I just pulled up a different report. And she's like, So maybe our goal should be to make it to the middle.
Yeah, maybe we can meet each other in the middle.
What fun would that be?
Yeah, no, for sure. All right, what's the next one?
What are we firing?
Ooh, okay, firing. Can I say clients? No, I'm just kidding. But I do have to preface by like, yes, clients that are no longer a fit for what I want to do. I am, as most of you know, I'm a marketer. I own a marketing agency. I also went to school for marketing strategy. So what I'm saying is like, if you are a business that just wants someone to post for you and like regurgitate your words and not follow any strategy or look into like things that are actually going to make your channels grow, I'm not the marketer for you. And I feel like I have ran across a few businesses that we're just like maybe not a fit for because that's all they want. Like if you want to the crazy thing is like, it's a crazy strategy to hire a marketing agency and then just tell them what to do. Like I think that that's pretty wild. So if you are a micromanager or you feel like, you know, you need to like not see the bigger picture, that's fine. We're just not fit. So that's what I'm saying. Like if you just need someone to post and pray for you, then we're not a fit. And I'm starting to realize that I love the strategy side of things. I love the bigger picture side of things. I'm very creative. I can see, you know, the bigger picture, and not everyone can. And I think that's like, I want clients to hire me because they want me to tell them what is going to work, not clients to hire me and then tell me what to do.
I love that. And I think there's so much support for that being the correct choice of action. When I think about some of the entrepreneurs that we've interviewed over the past year, a running theme in some of their success stories is that they realized what their strengths were and they hired their weaknesses and let the experts do their job, whether it be an accountant,
100%.
whether it be product development, whether it be marketing. So, and it's led to their success. I feel like it's reasonable and rational to let the experts do their work. So I totally understand that. Plus, the other thing that I would find irritating about that, and this maybe isn't you, but I always want the best results for my clients. But if I don't get to choose the method, then I can't guarantee the results. And then I would feel like there would be a mismatch between what I'm being held accountable for and what I can control. And we all know that I need to be in control of the things I'm being held accountable for. So I think that that would be untenable for me.
Yeah, no, and maybe, no, I'm not going to say that. Yep, that's what I'm doing.
We're doing some really interesting tongue holding today.
Yeah.
I'm proud of us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being more direct, but I can't say that online.
Just stare into the camera, Brittany. Yeah. Just stare.
Anyways,
we do have to keep anonymity.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough word for the people that need it.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love all my clients. Just there's some businesses we've crossed paths with that obviously don't work. And that's okay. If you're not a fit, you're not a fit. Someone else will be.
Yeah, I love that. Sometimes things just don't work out. And sometimes things are just not a fit.
And I think like people work with who they love.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
Especially me. Like if I choose a vendor, it's because like I trust them. I love them. I want to work more with them. I find a part of them like aspirational or something, right? Like I want to
Yeah, and let's be real.
Collab.
There are more than enough accountants and more than enough marketers in the world for everybody who wants them. The people who want to direct, the people who want to let the experts do their work. Like, there's someone out there for you. You just need to find your people. Our people are the people we know, like, and trust, that know, like, and trust us to do the best possible job for them.
Yeah, 100%. So I think, yeah, that's what I'm firing, is like people just no longer a fit. What are you firing?
I feel like all my things I'm firing and promoting are so touchy-feely today, which is very weird for me.
She's going through some shit.
I'm listening to a lot of things right now, and I feel like it's weird. Anyway, it's still me, Jennifer, your friendly neighborhood accountant, data-driven control freak here. But what I'm firing is a belief that I have that the harder you work, the more you're rewarded. Mm-hmm. I think that that is true in a lot of sense, and it led me to the point that I'm at today. I think you have to be obsessive addictive to your work in the beginning in a lot of reasons, for a lot of ways. I don't think that it has to be 80-hour weeks all the time. I don't think that the right course of action is to attach those two things, because that's limiting. There are only so many hours that you can work. There are only so many hours in a day, all those kinds of things. So if I truly believe that you have to work harder to do better, then at some point you're just doing as good as you can. And I don't like to feel limited like that. So I'm really trying to step away from that belief, with the understanding that in order to do that, I have to be able to chill the fuck out when I'm not working.
Yeah.
And so I am doing a lot of belief on firing that my worth comes from my ability to work, which also gets me big gains, but it's not a causal relationship. So I don't want to wear my tax season hours on my chest like a badge of honor anymore. I want to work smarter, not harder. And I know that's something we all say all the time, but for me, being able to say that I work harder has been a big part of my identity for a number of years. So I'm firing that identity and I'm stepping into something new. What that new thing is, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of lost in the self-help world right now. Just like listen to a bunch of stuff, journaling and saying, I love you to myself. Like, it's weird. I'm in a weird phase, but I think it's going to be good for me. And what kept coming up for me as I'm doing all the work is that I am addicted to being able to say that I work all the time, which shouldn't be a brag. I mean, but it still feels good when I say it out loud. Anyway, I'm trying to fire that. It's hard, but I'm trying to fire it.
I think that's so relatable. As like an entrepreneur in her 10th year, I do say I work all the time, and I do wear it as a badge of honor. One time I took this like sales course, and at one point we were in this sales course and they were like, okay, we're going to do an exercise. If you can't say your job or title, like I'm a marketer, or I'm a dog mom, or I'm a wife, or I'm this, or I'm that, who are you? Explain to people who you are.
That sounds horrible.
And I was like, oh my God.
Did you just leave? I would have just left.
I'm like, can I? Like, who am I if I'm not an entrepreneur, if I don't own an agency, if I'm not a marketer, if I'm not a dog mom? Who the frick am I? But I think that's like a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not a mom, like, who are you? But like, no, I am funny. I am caring. I'm hilarious.
Yes, you are
hilarious. So I am other things besides like the tasks we do every day, you know? So good for you for trying to find who that is.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably about time. I know there's probably 15 people listening to this podcast right now thinking, I fucking told you that like 10 years ago. And to those people, I finally listened. So pat yourself on the back.
It only took her 10 years to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, good for you. I love that for you. You're going to have to keep us updated on the journey of Jen finding her woo-woo.
You know what? I don't know if we're going to do that. Let's just see. I'm uncomfortable enough as it is. Okay, so we did what we're promoting. We did what we're firing. What are we giving more budget to? Like, what are we toying with, trying to make a little more space for in our business, trying to make a little more space for in our lives? Like, what are we like, you know what, this task, this service line, this whatever it is, this needs more room?
Yeah, I think I'm going to say I need more room to say no to things. I can be a very yes person. Yes, we can make that happen. Yes, I will go to the moon and back for you. Yes, I'm a ride or die. Yes, I will help you bury that body.
I mean,
I would never say no to you. But I feel like just evaluating like stuff I really want to do. I mean, we opened the podcast with saying like sometimes you don't know how far your light shines. And I just want to put my light towards things that make me happy, like the podcast and stuff.
yes.
So
I think that that's my task or service line that I'm going to give more budget to. It's this podcast. As I've been going through this woo-woo, as Brittany likes to call it, which makes me super uncomfortable, process, I've been really thinking about the things that I do in a day that really fill me up.
Right.
And in particular, I was thinking about the process of getting people to sign off on their financial statements and things like that, and how often that conversation is more about brainstorming ideas on how to make their business better or their systems better or their profitability better, and has very little to do with how much tax they're going to pay and what happened last year in the financial statements that we're looking, and how much that fills me up. And I was also thinking about just the rooms that I've been in lately and the women that I've been able to collaborate with and learn from and talk to and hear their stories. And those are the things in my life that are really, really filling me up. And those, I think, are the things that have helped me get to this new level, take these new leaps, do some really exciting new things that are happening in my life right now. It's being in those rooms, surrounded by those women, hearing their stories, helping them helping me. I mean, I can't even tell you how many amazing women have given me so much amazing advice in the last year. We've interviewed a lot of them on this podcast, and just by hearing those stories and the lives that they've created for themselves and the businesses that they've grown, I mean, it's just such a privilege to be a part of, and it just really fills me up. And so, let me just say this, friends. Not only are we giving more budget to Ambition After Hours in terms of time, energy, efforts, all of the above, we also have some new things coming down the pipe for you.
Yes. She's foreshadowing.
Yes, I am. And so we would love for you to follow us on Instagram and turn on your notifications, because there's going to be some opportunities for you in the future that I don't think you're going to want to miss out on. And we're going to limit the spaces, because just like anything else, you know, we want to test things out and make sure that they're awesome, and we're so excited about this. And so, you know, we want you to get into the ground floor.
Yeah, no. But I do think like you're right, and like we are going to start semi-small, because we want to make sure what we're doing is bringing value. We want to make sure the right people are in the room. We want to make sure that, you know, you guys love what we're doing. So without saying too much, because we're not launching just yet, but I do think you should turn on the notifications on Instagram, because that's where it's going to drop. You're going to want to get in, because this shit's going to blow up.
And I would just like to say thank you to Thursday Breakfast.
What?
Because as we were coming up with this idea and I was talking to you about it, I was washing my hair in the shower and I was thinking about Ambition After Hours and the things that we're doing. And it was Thursday. And I was thinking about how I am not involved in Thursday Breakfast. And I was super jealous about it. And I was like, you know what? F Thursday Breakfast. I'm going to fix this.
Yeah. So backstory is like, at the beginning of COVID, me and like 5 ladies that we used to be in a networking group together, it was COVID, and we were like, well, what are we going to do? And we're like, oh, well, we'll just like meet on Zoom or whatever, like once every 2 weeks, and just talk about shit and, you know, like whatever. Does a ton of business get done at this breakfast? No, for sure not. But we've created this group, and for it's 2026 now. So for 6 years, we've been meeting every second week on Thursdays. Now that obviously we're not virtual, we meet at Thursday somewhere for breakfast. And Jen's heard me and another friend talk about Thursday breakfast countless times. And we always say, you're invited. We never exclude.
It's true.
But, however, So now she's jealous of Thursday breakfast. But I think what we are creating is far more bigger than Thursday breakfast.
For sure it is. I just wanted to, because I know that they listen, just throw another jab at Thursday breakfast. But yeah, so I think what we're giving more budget to is supporting and collaborating with other women.
Yeah, 100%. The support there. It's funny that we are talking about this because yesterday I had a meeting with my staff, and my agency is woman-owned, woman-ran, and woman-inspired, right? And I think true to this podcast and true to my values in my business, like, I run with that. But then they were talking, they're asking me, like, hey, like, Britt, well, like, why don't you ever talk about that with Fox and Forth? And I was like, well, I don't want to, like, seem like I'm excluding anyone, but, like, it's something I'm passionate about. And they're like, no, I definitely think we should talk about that. Like, I'm like, okay, well, like, yeah, if you guys want, right? It's just, like, not that we are excluding anyone, but we're just giving women a platform.
Which I love.
Yeah.
And it's so important.
100%.
So let's do this on the personal side real quick.
Okay.
So rapid fire round.
Yeah.
What are we firing from our personal lives?
I'm firing... I'm firing checking my emails on vacation.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I recently went away for a couple of days, and I, like, missed, like, 2 business days. But while I was away, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to, like, not that I didn't check my emails, but I didn't rush to, like, my out of office was on. And, you know, thank you to my clients for respecting that.
I love that for you.
Because some of clients I've had in the past definitely didn't. So thank you to my great clients now that respected that. So, yeah, when I go away, I think I'll do more of less checking my email and more of enjoying that I'm taking time away from myself. I think if we look at the overall picture, if you want to be great at something, if you want to, like, the best athletes in the world also need rest, right?
For sure.
So it would only make sense if I'm building something great, if I'm striving for something, then I would take the rest too.
For sure. Yeah, I love that.
Yep.
I am firing social obligations.
Okay. Well, you're not going to become a hermit.
No. I mean, like, obviously, I will still go out even sometimes when I don't want to for things that I know I want to do. But anything that feels like an insurmountable obligation, I'm kind of done. We have enough, as entrepreneurs, people think we have a lot of control over their schedule. Schedule. We do not. My schedule is controlled a lot by my clients. I mean, I do have systems that work so that I can get my work done. But, you know, when it comes right down to it, our boss are our clients. We serve them. We work around their schedule. We do what it takes to make sure that they're successful and they have a good experience with us. And so although we all love what we do, that does come with a fair amount of obligation. And I just don't need obligations in my social life. Granted, Brittany's correct that there is a good chance that if I just said I'm firing all things that may in the moment seem like a social obligation, I would do a lot of sleeping. I would do a lot of watching reruns of Ted Lasso on the extremely large couch I have downstairs.
This.
Okay. What I'm saying is I'm not going to go all, like, I'm working on my all or nothing personality. Right. I'm not going all the way to never leaving my house. Although that's probably, like, where I would live most comfortably. But I am just saying we all have those things that we think about canceling 100,000 times before they come up. Not because it's something new or we have to buy a dress or any of that stuff, but just because when you think about spending time with that person or you think about doing that thing,
it's exhausting.
And I just feel like I'm in a place in my life where I don't need to hold on to those obligations anymore. If it's not serving me, it's probably not serving them either. Right. So why are we both putting ourselves through this pain? I'm not saying there's a lot of situations like that in my life, because there aren't, but there are enough of them that come up throughout the year that I agonize over and waste mental energy on for nothing. Yeah. So I am firing social obligations.
Yeah.
I'm not going full sweatpants all the time, but I'm firing social obligations.
Don't ask me why I'm not going. I'm just not going because I don't want to go.
Yeah. And shouldn't that be enough?
Shouldn't that be enough?
I just don't want to.
Yeah. I don't want to go, you know? I mean, if you're not my blood, then chances are, like, you have to have something really fun going on for me to show up to a big event.
Obviously, I'm considered your blood then, right? Okay, good.
Soul sisters.
Because I thought she was just trying to slow play firing me. And I was like, what the F?
No, for sure. What's next?
So what are we promoting personally? Rapid fire.
Ooh. promoting this podcast in like not a salesy way, just like we're growing this.
Yeah.
I'm growing my supportive muscle. I want to, like, I do it in my business, of course, but like personally too, I want to make these relationships that help women grow and help inspire them and things like that.
I'm promoting golf being fun.
Okay, here we go.
It's rapid fire, so I'm not going to go all the way into it. I'm just going to say I will freaking break 100 if it kills me. But first and foremost, golf is a game. And people keep telling me it's supposed to be fun all the time. So I am promoting being a goldfish, practicing the 3-second rule, and remembering that golf is a game, and I am having fun.
If you didn't listen to the episode before this, we had a golf pro on, and she like pep talked Jen the entire time. But I think you really just need to take her advice.
I am trying very hard.
Yeah.
And so what are we toying with? What are we, just kind of figuring out? What are we experimenting with?
I think I'm always experimenting with like self-care, or like not self-care, but like how to just make myself a priority. Because I mean, rewind a couple minutes ago, we just talked about how like, I mean, you probably both are like addicted to saying, oh my God, I work so much.
Yeah.
So finding things for me, like when I golf on Thursdays, it's self-care. Like things that might, like just doing stuff for me.
Yeah, because we want to.
Yeah, because you want to, not because like you feel obligated to show up. Yeah. And maybe like another thing I'd probably be interested in toying with is like doing things, like taking myself on dates.
I love that idea.
Like usually I'll go to like Chapters and grab a Starbucks and just peruse around and see like what books I want to read. But like doing more of that, or like going to yoga or something.
Yeah, I think that's great. I have 2 things that I'm toying with. Currently, I've put TV on notice. So I'm not watching TV during the week. And I thought I'd be like, I'm so addicted. But in actuality, it's just creating a lot more relaxation for me. I'm getting to finish a lot of things that were unfinished and throw a lot of things out, which I love. I love to throw things out. By that, I mean donate. But
To me.
Yeah, it's just been, I thought it was going to be really hard, and I thought I would feel very stressed out. And instead, I feel like I have a lot more space in my life. And I'm not a perfect person, so I'm not going to say it's every night, but the majority of the weeknights for sure, TV is super fired. And it's actually been leading to a lot of positive results, which is surprising for me, because if you asked me before I did this experiment, I would have told you it's the only way that I can turn my brain off and relax. But it turns out that that's a super lie. And I finished my Lego orchid, and I, colored some stuff.
Oh God, I love coloring.
And my front closet right now is a thing of beauty. I'm just going to say, I switched it from winter to spring, and I got rid of a whole bunch of stuff, and I washed all the toques. Like, how often do we remember to wash our toques? And for the Americans out there, it's a beanie. But anyway, so that has all been very exciting for me. And the other thing that I am toying with, I completely forgot. I was excited about it, but now I can't remember, so it must not have been that important. Well, there you go.
Okay. And with that said, that is a wrap.
Yeah, it's another episode of Ambition After Hours. I'm going to highlight reel this, I think, because I think there's a couple juicy nuggets in there. The first one is, you never know how far your light shines. So just remember that when you're out in the world today, do something nice for someone, or help somebody out, bring somebody up. You just never know how far your light shines. You don't know what other people are going through. The second one is, no is important. Let's just not be obligated to do shit we don't want to do anymore. Do the things that are important, do the things that are worthwhile, but let's not do shit we don't want to do anymore. And the third one is, golf is fun.
Oh my God, I can't believe she ended with that. The third one is, you are so much more than your career.
Yeah, that's much better.
God, okay. With that said, that is your episode of Ambition After Hours. Like we said, we are going to drop something fairly soon. So if you want to turn on those notifications, they will be on Instagram. You're going to want to get in on this at ground level. So we will talk to you soon. Later, guys.
Bye, leaders.